Welcome to Illuminati Silver. It's Wednesday, the 3rd of November 2021 at 09:48 a.m. GMT plus 1. The weather today is torrid. Yes, it's wet, it's windy, and it's torrid. And it's the day we're traveling back from our holiday. What's also torrid is the news this morning, especially for the European Central Bank, where it sees that there is a growing risk that inflation will stay elevated, which does not augur well for interest rates, especially when we see a headline saying rising interest rates expected to cool the UK housing market. A squeeze on living standards and rising interest rates are likely to cool the market, almost making it sound as if it would be a good thing generally. Well, if you're a first-time buyer, it would be a good thing. If you're someone who has now just taken out a variable rate mortgage, that may be a different matter altogether. On Reuters, Chinese stock up on food as temperatures fall and COVID-19 spreads. Beijing's shoppers stocked up on cabbage, rice and flour for the winter on Wednesday, after the government urged people to keep stores of basic goods in case of emergencies, though it assured them there were sufficient supplies after some panic buying. Well, if we look at the UK news on the BBC, UK firms forced to show how they will hit net zero. Yes, while we're suffering shortages, interest rates, COVID-19, our policymakers are now meeting to discuss how else they're going to hold back businesses, so that companies must now outline how they aim to meet the UK's 2050 net zero target under government plans. We also have one of our large retail stores Next warning sales will slow down over Christmas. But on the positive front, Shipping Boss states that Christmas will be safe from shortages. Really? The Chinese don't think so. Christmas trading will be safe from supply chain problems, the boss of shipping firm Maersk has told the BBC, adding, "At least that's what I'm hearing from our customers." The company handles almost 20% of the world's shipping containers. Chief Executive Soren Skov said the firm is chartering more ships, keeping ports open longer, and has opened more warehouses to help. The firm is doing everything it can to alleviate the problems, he said. There have been recent warnings in the UK and the US that logjams at ports will lead to shortages at Christmas. Mr. Skov said that a shortage of workers in the ports to unload ships and a lack of truckers was behind the problem. Well, let's hope that that pans out to be the case. Now, shock win for Republican in Virginia governor vote. Glenn Youngkin's victory is a blow for Joe Biden, who won the state in the presidential election. Republican Glenn Youngkin has been elected as Virginia's next governor in a major upset according to US media projections. He was 2.1 points ahead of Democrat Terry McAuliffe, with 99% of the votes counted. Mr. McAuliffe, who served as a governor from 2014 to 18, saw his opinion poll lead vanish in recent weeks. The ballot has been widely seen as a referendum on Joe Biden's presidency, and defeat will unnerve the Democrats. I didn't think it was that much of a surprise, because having seen the news headlines of late, we thought it was almost a foregone conclusion that he was going to win. Interesting that the media has taken that tack. Yes, it is a sad indictment on Joe Biden's presidency. Having said that, we understand that in that particular state, there is a history of not re-electing past governors, or giving governors 2 terms. So perhaps we shouldn't be that surprised. Now, dollar index up overall from the beginning of the week, but down this morning slightly, just holding above 94, standing at 94.01. Energy prices are down, partly because of the strength of the dollar and because there is some thought that some deal will be made with OPEC Plus concerning the amount of oil they're producing, hopefully increasing it to bring the prices down slightly. We'll see whether that comes about or not. So you have both WTI crude and Brent crude down almost $1.50. Equity markets in the United States yesterday, the main bourses were up about 1/3%. Asia Pacific overnight down between 0.3 and 0.6%. And the UK and European markets also down up to 0.3%. Now, economic data yesterday, we saw, in fact, on Monday, slightly disappointing manufacturing PMI and slightly positive ISM manufacturing index. However, today we have the employment report, which is crucial, the ADP, and we have the final services PMIs and indices from ISM, which should then give us an overall picture of where manufacturing and services both lie, with factory orders later. And yesterday, the home ownership figures came out unchanged from the previous quarter at 65.4%. Remember, Friday is the non-farm payrolls, and that's the most important. But what is happening today, and this is going to be, in our opinion, fundamental for the price of gold and silver, we have the FOMC making its announcement this afternoon and Jerome Powell's statement thereafter. And we can see ahead of this announcement, whilst yesterday gold and silver prices, at least in the morning when we produced our video, were up, they have fallen back over the last 24 hours. And gold is now well below the 1800 sort of resistance oblique support level and is currently 1783. And silver, suffering a similar fate, only slightly worse in percentage terms, is now well below $24 and is standing at 23.61. Cryptocurrency front, cryptos are going up, and we have a market cap now of 2.76 trillion. We said we'd have 2.5 for certain before the end of the year. Now pundits are talking about $3-5 trillion market cap by the end of December. We shall see if that comes about, but it certainly seems to be heading towards 3 trillion. That's it for now. Watch out for the FOMC announcement. Should be pivotal for precious metal prices. We unfortunately will be traveling, so won't be able to get a video out this early evening. However, we shall provide an update tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for listening. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, press the bell sign. We're off to venture out into the torrid Welsh weather.
Illuminati silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.